Alright guys, so today we got an F10 M5 for you. We're going to start doing more reviews on cars. So come on over here. Let's open it up. Put you a little video on the inside. Alright, so come over here. So this is the S63 engine. It's a twin turbo V8. It's making about 560 horsepower and about 600 some torque. So pretty fast. Get a little closer over here. Get a good shot on what that looks like. Alright guys, so in here I'm going to go over some of the features that this car has. If you come over here a little bit, you can see a heads-up display. So that shows you the speed limit and how fast you're going. And then if you look down here on the dash, we got efficiency, suspension, comfort, and steering. So you can tighten the steering, you can tighten the suspension, and then obviously engine, which is controlled down here. So if I press this, you look up here. If you look on the dash, if I press this, you'll see it's got Sports Plus, Comfort, and then regular Sport, and that goes the same for all three. So you can have steering as high as you want, all of that high. As well, you also have two M buttons here. Like the M3 only has one. This is a little newer. This is a 2013. And you can say, let's say you want suspension and sport, but you want engine, Sports Plus, and steering and comfort. You can do that and program it to the M button. So you could just press that button and it'll already have those all preset for you. We got some good storage right here. This is nice Alcantara. We got aux, USB. Funnily enough, we have a unlock trunk and lock trunk from here, which is kind of interesting. Let's turn the AC on because it's pretty hot here today. Cup holders, maybe work, BMW things. And we also got a cigarette outlet there. The whole headliner is Alcantara, so that's super nice. The seats are huge, really hug you. We got nice black trim all the way around. We have side pockets right here, paddle shifters, of course, adaptive headlights. This is kind of the older iDrive system, so they still it's pretty outdated, but let me show you. Should be able to go into the M. Anyways, we also have something kind of cool. This little button, if you ever see a little fan in any vehicles, that is AC seats. Yeah, I said it, AC seats. How you feeling there, Austin? Can you feel that? Oh, those feel nice, very nice. And of course, we also have heated seats. I really like how this this whole center console thing is very well set up. Obviously your vents, weird BMW things again. you have your regular climate control down here, but you also have this, which controls how hot or cold you want it. So an extra level of climate control. So yeah, this is the parking brake. Pull that up, it's on. Push it down, it's off. And the car might get mad at me because we're in park. I don't know if I explained this before, but these cars actually don't have park. You got drive, and then you got neutral. So you put it into neutral, turn it off, it goes into park. Race car stuff, I guess, you know. Well, we have very nice premium grade stereo system. You can see it's nice stainless steel or some sort of nice material there. Sunroof. Then you also got SOS lights, regular lights right here. The regular. You actually have a lock here, so if you would like to lock this, you can lock this, and you still have a cigarette ashtray that is removable here, which is kind of funny. Then if you open up the glove box, got owner's manual, which is kind of cool. They put the M there. They got everything in there. There should be a USB charger in there also, and possibly a flashlight. That is something that looks like maybe this. Oh, it looks like a DVD player comes down. That is something not seen. Let's go look at the trunk. So back here in the trunk, you can see quite a bit of room. And then it looks like for this one we have a medic roadside assistance, so I will show you what that looks like. So you got your first aid kit in case you need it, along with like a screwdriver and some other small stuff. I always thought that was kind of cool about BMWs. If you ever wonder what this is for, cars have to have these in there in case somebody gets locked in the trunk. This will open the trunk from the inside. Besides that, you can lock the trunk from here, and you can also close the trunk with that button. So, we'll come to the back seats. If you come back here, we have heated seats back here as well. We also have climate control. Pretty spacious back here. I mean, I'm 6 foot and I'm comfortably sitting back here. We also have a little pocket. Kind of weird. Usually see a couple or something. It's like, no, just a pocket. Got lights back here, which is weird. The lights back here are actually different than the lights up front. They look nicer, and you can move them around maybe for reading or, you know, whatever you're doing back here. You also have handle braces and little pockets to store stuff in. You also have little pockets right here, and of course, sound system. And something kind of cool. If you're getting too much light in your eyes while you're getting chauffeured back here, you can always just throw these up, which are on both sides. I believe there's one in the back window as well. Very nice. Also have a cigarette outlet and a little cubby hole right here for belongings. We also have another side one, which is kind of weird, right? Right here, in case, I don't know, maybe you just wanted the side shaded. On this specific vehicle, we got some forged wheels. They give it a great fitment. We are now driving the M5, and I mean, these cars really feel a lot smaller than they are, which is a great thing when you're looking for a sports car to buy or whatnot. and it has a lot of the same traits as my M3. I mean, the shifts are lightning fast. We have lots of power. Like I said, this is twin turbo V8 making about 560 horsepower. At least that's what they say. You know, usually most of the time it's actually a little bit more than that. And ride-wise, like, the cool thing about these cars is you could just switch it back into drive or whatever, and you know, it feels like a regular car, like nothing crazy. It's very dailyable. At the same time, if you want to be more sporty, you know, you can just press the M button, or you can change your suspension, whatnot. So we got Sport right now, Sport Plus for suspension. I'm gonna drop the suspension to Comfort, and we'll put the steering in Sport. But yeah, it's a nice day out. We're in drive right now. Very quiet, a little too quiet for me. And I think this has an exhaust on it too, so paddle shifters work nice. Feels a lot more, I don't want to say for older people, but it feels a lot more like tame than the M3s. The M3s feel a lot sportier. Don't get me wrong, this is still a very fast sports car. However, it does feel a little more relaxed, like a highway cruiser. This is a car that, you know, you'd take on the highway and do 170 casually cruising to your business meeting. You know, that's the type of vibes I get from this car. So I would argue that this is one of the best generation M5s that they have. Besides, I mean, the F90 is kind of hard to beat, but I would say this is one of, you know, the best bang for your buck on how much you can spend on one and whatnot. Steering wheel is, I'd give it, I don't know, like a 7 out of 10. They have this really nice M stitching that goes all around, and they do that for every M car. And then it does feel very sturdy, like a good, proper racing steering wheel. I am in Sports Plus for steering. Let's see if I can feel a difference in comfort. Definitely feel a difference. Comfort makes it feel like a regular 5 Series. Sports Plus is what I feel like it should feel like all the time. So, and the downshifts, like I said, are just, they're so fast. It's really hard to compete with anything. So, like I said before, I'm going to show you how this goes down. Neutral, parking brake. And that is how you park. And then when you turn it off, well, it should go into park. For some reason it still says neutral. But, yeah. Let me do a couple more buttons. So, you got buttons here, obviously, to control the sound. And then you have a button for your phone. You have a voice active button. Then you also have a second set of sound buttons on this side, which is a little dial. Which I kind of like the dial more. It fits better in my hand. And then of course you have M modes, M1 and M2. Oh, check this. So, we got this button right here, which I think, yep, does that in the back. Which is funny because on my car it's right here. You have automatic start stop, which is very annoying, which you can turn off, thankfully. So that is good.